Brian said I shouldn't do this because the Yankees have 70 wins, but I don't care. This is what I feel like right now. I want to do the show with this on my head because it's pathetic.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. As playoffs wind down, the sports stop sporting like we want them to, but this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone, every day, all summer long. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. With me, as usual, is my co-host, Brian McKeon. Brian.
Embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Brian said I shouldn't do this because the Yankees have 70 wins, but I don't care. This is what I feel like right now. I want to do the show with this on my head because it's pathetic. It's pathetic. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Before we get started, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast on whichever podcasting platform you prefer to listen to us on. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We surpassed 7,000 subscribers on Monday. Very exciting. Also, as we said on Monday's show, check to make sure you're still subscribed because some people are reporting that YouTube is unsubscribing them for some unknown reason. So just check that stuff. And once you do, like our videos, hit the bell so you're notified when our videos go live. On today's show, we will preview Game 2 between the Yankees and the White Sox, which hopefully will go better than Game 1. We're also going to talk about Jazz Chisholm, the rapper, because that's a thing that came out. But first, it's pathetic. So can we say this is the worst loss of the season?
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
By far. I guess if the Yankees have to win a World Series this year, the championship DVD has to include a loss to the worst team in the history of the sport.
Right.
The 29th win for the White Sox, the first time they've won a game on a Monday. The first time they've won a game scoring more than 6 runs. I can't imagine. The Yankees had 9 hits, 11 walks. Not that they surrendered. They walked 11 times and lost. Talk about
they left a small village on base. Yeah, they lost.
How many times they left the bases? 4.
Yeah. They at one point, how many innings was it into the game? They had left 11 guys on base. It was like 4 innings in, 5 innings in. It
felt like the first 3 innings. I mean, the fact that they came away with 1 run was insane. I mean, this is. I can't begin to explain to you how bad of a loss this is. I mean, and it's a regular season game, and we preach all the time that you cannot freak out over regular season losses because it's 1 of 162.
No, we could freak out over this.
This is the worst team in the history of baseball.
This is embarrassing.
And it's actually not an exaggeration.
It's
this
embarrassing.
is statistic. They are on pace, not by 1 game, they are on pace by a few games, by like 6 games to break the Mets record.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to have to play very, very, very good baseball, the White Sox, to not break the record, to not be the worst team in the history of baseball. And you just lost to them. You gave up 12 runs. You lost by 10 runs to them.
You know how I say that in a loss, there always seems to be something that the Yankees do that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the game? Guess which play it is.
Of this game?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, is it the strikeout? I mean, is it the diving catch at first base on Soto?
No, it's Verdugo and that stupid bunt attempt. As soon as he did that, I was like, oh no.
He popped it up with a runner on first and second. Yeah,
I was like, oh no, that's a bad omen. That is bad. I knew.
It felt like the Soto liner down the first base line was just like of course. Right. Like the guy rips one and then first base makes a terrific play.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just that, Stacey. I mean, the strikeouts and opportune times. Stanton looked lost again tonight at the plate. It's very hard to explain with Stanton sometimes because he has games where he looks terrific and the games where
the whole game
confused.
was bad. But I'm just saying that one play, as soon as that happened, I was like, they're not winning this game. It just felt like Nope. It's going to be one of these agonizingly annoying, frustrating, embarrassing games. And Randy Wilkins, who did the Jeter documentary, the few-part Jeter documentary, he said this is the worst loss of the season. Every single guy in uniform should be embarrassed by this. They haven't taken advantage of this weak schedule at all. They're playing down to the competition. They deserve all the criticism for the stretch. It's inexcusable. And like I always say, if I look, because we're doing this pretty much right after the game and I haven't watched any Yes coverage, if I see Aaron Judge even smile, I'm going to be so angry.
I don't know why Judge shouldn't annoy you as much as Boone will annoy you.
Well,
because I guarantee you're going to get
Boone always annoys me.
You're going to get the same crap out of Boone than you get after every game.
I saw good at bats. I saw some good pitches. I like what I saw.
They're a good team. The other team's a good team. They're legitimately the worst team in the history of the sport, and you're going to hear them say they're a good team.
They're not a good team. I don't care that they're a major league team. They're barely a major league team at this point.
They're not a major. They have one major leaguer on their roster. One legitimate major leaguer. It's Andrew Benintendi. That's it. Like, I mean, look at the rest of their roster. There are not major league baseball players in this roster. I consider a very large percentage of our fan base, of our subscribers, of our dailies, to be very, very, very dedicated baseball fans that know a lot about what's going on in the league. Do yourselves a favor. I'm not even kidding. Just for your own entertainment, go scroll through the White Sox roster.
I know.
I'm not kidding. You will find
who's Corey Lee. When he hit the home run, I'm like, who is this dude? I had no idea who anyone was.
And you will find a litany of players on their roster that you have never heard of before. And not that you have never heard of before, that you will never hear of again before. Like that you will never hear of these players after this year. These are not AAA talent players. These are AA baseball players. I mean, I'll go down name. Justin Anderson, John Brebbia, Kai Bush, Jonathan Cannon, Garrett Crochet, I'll give you a 2, right? Fraser Ellard, Chris Flexen, former Met great, Chris Flexen, Chad Kuhl, Dominic Leon, Davis Martin, Jared Shuster, and Steve Wilson. That's their pitching staff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I knew.
How about the great Chucky Robinson as the backup catcher? I mean, these are guys that are going to be working in Walmart next year. And they're playing Major League Baseball. Again, the only other major leaguer on this team, and even, I mean, the players that you've heard of, Gavin Sheets has had no career. Luis Robert looked like he was going to be a stud. And
he had a great night. He had a great night tonight, though, Sheets.
Is now a nothing. Andrew Benintendi has had a much better bounce back last couple months. But Nick Senzel, Brooks Baldwin, I mean, what is Andrew Vaughn was supposed to be an awesome player. What is going on? And you lost to this team. I mean, and again, I don't want to freak out over one of 162. I get it. You lost the game to this team.
But the problem is the bullpen is shot. You have Nestor on the road on Tuesday. Nestor, who can't pitch on the road, no matter who the team is. And then Wednesday, we don't even have a starter because Boone is thinking of doing a bullpen game with a bullpen that's running on fumes, thanks to Luis Heel. Let's talk about Luis Heel. Of all times for him to pitch the way he pitched, he had 72 pitches after 3 innings.
Yep. Against a team that you can absolutely attack with. And you're talking about an attack pitcher who has an elite fastball, has an elite slider, can strike guys out, can go after guys. Against the lineup that he struck out 14 guys the last time he faced the White Sox. So he absolutely could have came out and dominated and went after them and attacked and instead decided to pitch around them. You're pitching around the worst team in Major League Baseball history. Think about that. The worst team, the worst offense in the history of the sport, and you're pitching around them. By the way, the Orioles go into a series against the Nationals. So if you sat here and thought, hopefully the Orioles won't catch ground on the Yankees, well, I mean, there you go. They're playing Washington, who, you can't play worse than what the Yankees are playing, but Washington's pretty damn bad themselves.
True.
I just wish I could sit here and sugarcoat this or make it seem like it's better. I mean, Boone was forced to have De Los Santos just pitch and pitch and pitch the most pitches he's ever pitched in his career, just to not destroy the bullpen.
Yeah, he had to wear that one. There was nothing they could do about that.
No, because they weren't gonna torch the rest of the bullpen because they know they're gonna use a bullpen game on Wednesday. Because Wednesday is gonna be which I hate this, but it's the truth. they are planning on Wednesday to be their punt day before they even get to that game.
Mm-hmm.
The lineups, what Wednesday is, right? They're going to go in a bullpen game because they figure, it's the White Sox. It doesn't matter what we put out there. We're going to win anyway. And I guarantee you, they're going to do that stupid modern day baseball thing, Stacey, where they try to steal a day of rest and get 2 days of rest in the middle of the week. Wednesday's going to be the punt lineup. You're going to see
they're off Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So Wednesday's the day that you're going to see Austin Wells leading off. And you're going to see Judge get rest. You're going to see Soto get a day of rest, which he never gets. You'll see Jazz Chisholm, I'm sure, won't play now because of the shoulder injury. He's going to want to get some guys some rest and get some guys a day here and there. That's what's going to happen. And then they'll lose Wednesday, too. They'll lose a series to the White Sox.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It'll be great.
They're planning on using a punt lineup days before the series even gets going. It's just incredible to me.
Maybe the good feeling I had was about something else completely and not about the Yankees. Maybe I confused my good vibes for something else. All right. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notifications so you know when our videos go up. Again, we passed 7,000. That's so awesome. What a cool number. That's just, wow. 7,000 more than I ever thought possible. So thank you for that.
We were talking about it earlier, and within an hour, you guys passed it up. So really unbelievable stuff. Thank you so much.
Yep. If you would like to be part of our Fan Mail Friday episode, which we do every week, reply to the pinned comment. There were 7 replies on Monday's show. So right there.
Yeah.
It's almost 2 segments. So, okay.
Keep
not
replying,
everyone. Though. Yeah, but keep replying because I'll pick and choose. I'm going to have to pick and choose. So you can reply to the pinned comment Monday through Thursday, or you can join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. There's a link in the description. Explains everything to you. You get text from us. You can text us questions. We text out roster moves and trades and anything else that you need to know about. There's a 14-day free trial. There's a good group of people in there, and they get top priority on Fan Mail Friday. And you will too if you join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. Coming up next, the Yankees have a rap artist on their team. And at first, they didn't realize who it was. We're going to talk about it.
It's summertime, which means it's barbecue season. Stock up on all of your grilling favorites and earn cash back on every purchase when you use Ibotta. So you won't have to choose between burgers or hot dogs. You can get both. Ibotta is a free app that gives you the most cash back every time you shop on hundreds of items, from groceries to beauty supplies to toys. So you can make sure that you're beating inflation no matter what you're purchasing. The average Ibotta user earns $256 per year. That can cover the cost of an entire shopping trip, that flight you've been eyeing, or the fancy dinner that you've been craving. Other apps give you points that don't amount to much, but with Ibotta, just add your offers in the app, upload your receipt, and you get real cash that you can cash out of your bank account, PayPal, or gift cards. Right now, Ibotta is offering our listeners $5 just for trying Ibotta by using the code LOCKEDONMLB when you register. Just go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the free Ibotta app to start earning cash back and use code one word LOCKEDONMLB. That's IBOTTA in the Google Play or App Store and use code LOCKEDONMLB. Locked On Yankees is also brought to you by FanDuel. Listen, guys, I love sports. I love them so much that I never want them to stop. But as the playoffs wind down and we get fewer games and the sports aren't quite sportsing like I want them to, FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever I want. All I have to do is open the app and dream up any bets anytime I'm in the mood. This summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everybody every day long, all summer long. And even as the summer is winding down, I'm getting ready to get into NFL future bets, right? Premier League is starting up this week, right? NBA, NHL futures. It's all happening right in front of us. And the place to get all your bets in is FanDuel. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to head over to FanDuel.com/lockedon and make the most out of your summer. FanDuel, it's the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Welcome back, and thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, make sure you enjoy the Locked On MLB podcast. Host Paul Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully, is here daily to provide national expertise with his trademark humor to help you get ready for the MLB playoffs here in the dog days of the summer. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every single day on Locked On MLB. Available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. It's part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And don't forget that you can catch every pitch of the Yankees' hometown broadcast with SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search the word Yankees. Stacey, I'm not too versed in the hip-hop world. I'll be probably the first one to admit. I've been a rock and roll fan. I can go toe-to-toe with anybody when it comes to classic rock, modern rock, any era of rock and roll. When it comes to hip-hop, rap, it's not my scene. But the Yankees have a rising rapper in their clubhouse. And I don't think anybody knew this until today or yesterday. I'm going to allow you to continue.
So I noticed this article about Jazz Chisholm, who apparently likes to play his own music in the clubhouse. Only at first he didn't tell anyone that it was himself doing the music. Some of the clubbies knew, but some of the players did not. And then they found out, and then they were like, dude, you got to like do this for us, you know? But I just think that's so funny. Now, I am an old school hip hop rap person. So 80s, 90s, you know, like especially the 90s with like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, like all that stuff. And then back in the 80s, like the original rapping stuff because I'm from New York. So I listened to all that stuff when it first came out. I don't listen to anything now, really. I don't really like it. I feel like a lot of the guys are auto-tuned and all sound alike, and it just bothers me. And I would much rather listen to stuff from 30 years ago. But Jazz, he says that when he gets home, he forgets about baseball. Like he's not a baseball player outside of baseball. He raps about his life outside of it when he raps, which I want to hear this stuff. I really do. I want to hear it. I want to know what it sounds like. Apparently, Giancarlo Stanton suggested that Chisholm should start walking out to his own songs, which I think would be amazing. Yeah. Masahiro Tanaka used to warm up. Yeah, Masahiro Tanaka used to warm up to his wife's music. Why not?
Yeah. He'd be the first player ever to warm up to his own music, I gotta think, right? Like there's no way anyone's ever done that before. I know there's a few NBA players who rap. Like I know Damian Lillard raps and has like a pretty successful. I've heard of that. I'm aware of most modern day rappers as in like their names.
Right.
But I can't name a Kanye West song, and I'm proud of that I can't. But like I can't. Like, and I don't know anything about the classic hip hop and rap that you're aware of too. I don't. Like I was raised proudly on rock and roll, and I kept it with me. But this is wild to me. Like I've never heard of a player. I really honestly respect him saying like I'm not a baseball player outside of baseball. I think that's very healthy because the level of dedication that you need to become a professional athlete, the fact that he's able to separate it is like a really, really, really cool thing. But this is wild to me that like he actually, and like it's not like he's rapping and it's bad. Like Shaq tried rapping, right? And people said it was awful, but like Jazz Chisholm has rapped and apparently it's good. Like teammates of his enjoy it and say it's really good. So like you can't really sit there and like not credit him for being a good rapper because if this is what modern day baseball players listen to. They listen to rap music. So if they like it, clearly it's got something to it, which is really, really impressive.
Yeah. Now I didn't only listen to hip hop. I listened to everything. I listened to alternative music, everything, because my parents raised me on like my dad liked doo-wop. My mom liked Motown. She also liked Philly soul. She liked disco. They listened to top 40. So I was exposed. Then I have older cousins who were teenagers when I was like 4 and 5. And if I hung out with them, I would be listening to like The Who and Queen and all that stuff too, you know? So I have a well-rounded musical experience from my life, thank goodness. But I love old school rap compared to this stuff. But I want to hear his stuff because I want to hear what he sounds like.
Well, he's got to release it. I'm not well-rounded when it comes to music at all. Like I'm well-rounded when it comes to rock. Like I know everything from the 60s to now, literally to modern day rock. But that's all that I'm well-versed in is just rock and roll. So it is a problem. I know like one Eminem song, which is like, and people, it's a classic thing with friends of mine that make fun of me for not knowing any rap music because I literally can't. I don't know what Kanye West sounds like, and I'm proud of that. But it's still like it's a It's a problem. It is. But having said that, in this rapper's career, we do have a problem because he's gonna have more opportunities to rap.
He's gonna have some rapping on his elbow because he hurt his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how serious the injury looks. The Yankees aren't going to tell you anything yet. I'd be highly surprised if he plays before Friday.
Right.
The injury didn't look good when it first happened. You can kind of tell he gingerly got up. And then he was shaking the arm out in the this is the play that was sliding into home plate. He was then shaking.
The X-rays were negative, according to Boone.
So there's no breaks. No breaks. You're not going to really be able to tell it out on an MRI at this point. Just because of swelling and stuff like that. He was shaking the arm out in the dugout afterwards. And then when you saw his next at bat come up, he didn't get to the plate.
And he's going for an MRI today, the day that this show runs.
Once the swelling goes down, he'll be able to. Yeah.
He told reporters he's not super concerned about the injury, so maybe he's just.
They're not going to play him. They won't play him tomorrow, and then in the punt game on Wednesday, they won't play him. They'll get by him the extra day on Thursday. So I'm sure you'll see him. The next time you'll see him, if he's healthy, is Friday.
So I mean, the good thing is you have someone who could play third. You have two people who could play third. Really, you have Cabrera and LeMahieu if needed. If you want to have Ben Rice start at first, you could put either one of them at third, or keep DJ at first, put Cabrera at third. There's things that they can do. It's just.
It's one of those ones that gets your heart jumping a little bit because they can't afford him to get hurt with how he's played. They can't afford to not have him in the lineup. They just can't.
Right. Which is crazy to say because he literally just came to the team not even 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but you're talking he's got over 1,000 OPS with them since he's got here. He's got 7 home runs. He's been an impact player for them since he's got here.
Yeah,
he's been one of their best. Besides Judge and Soto, he's been their best player.
Yeah, he's been up there with Austin Wells, because Wells has been doing well.
Wells has been really good,
yeah. So Jazz. That's kind of funny because his nickname is Jazz, and he's a rapper. I like that.
Chisholm.
That's cool. Yeah. So we have a rapper on the team. That's pretty cool. I like how he's fitting in with the team. Everyone seems to like him. The Yankees put out a tweet today showing him wearing his shirt that has him as the number 13, and it was a whole bunch of stuff on there. They showed his cool cleats, they showed his cool glove, and I'm just like, all right, the social media team is embracing this, and they're,
I secretly hope that he shows up to spring training next year with a beard. He'd be the guy to do it.
He would be the guy to do it. The guy to do it. We'll see.
Break the barrier, man.
We'll see what happens. All right, coming up, we're going to preview Game 2 between the Yankees and the White Sox. Get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades, SupplyHouse.com. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business, and talk to a real person every time. Pros in the skilled trades get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free TradeMaster program. Every TradeMaster gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at SupplyHouse.com/TM. That's for TradeMaster. And order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at SupplyHouse.com. Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube, and now it's also available on Amazon Fire TV and the free Fire TV Channels app. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows covering every league. Find Locked On Sports Today, now available on the free Fire TV Channels app. And remember, you can catch every pitch of the Yankees hometown broadcast with SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search the word Yankees. All right, so Let's preview game 2.
Not a great spot. They're wild favorites again, minus 300 going into the game like they were yesterday. You're going to get Nestor Cortes, another 8-10 start. Nestor Cortes 5-10 with a 4.42 ERA going up against Jonathan Cannon, who's 2-5 with a 3.91. Take their numbers with a grain of salt. The White Sox are awful. Their bullpen is also horrendous. If you can get to their bullpen, but Nestor on the road has not been good this year. Nestor of late has not been good. They got to score runs in his starts, plain and simple.
Yes.
They got to score runs, and they got to score runs in a plenty. So we'll see if they can do it. I mean, I can't break it down any further for you than that. Let's see if they can do it. Let's break it down as simple as possible for you guys. They are playing one of the worst teams in the history of the sport. Not even one of. Statistically, the worst team in the history of the sport. They should beat them. Doesn't matter who they put on the mound.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you can see from his numbers, like 3.91 isn't bad, right? It's the 2 and 5. It's like, and when you're on a team like that happens,
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, he's got 50 strikeouts on the year, which is not impressive at all. In 76 innings. I mean, that's not even one strikeout per 9, which is not what teams are looking for nowadays.
Right.
He's pitched in 14 games, 33 earned runs, 10 homers, 20 walks. Not overall great numbers, but we'll see. The Yankees tend to make guys like this look like Cy Young.
I want them to be embarrassed by Monday night's loss.
I mean, they lost by 10.
But they're not going to be.
12 runs to the worst team in the sport.
They're not going to be, because they've shown during this stretch, not this, because this isn't the bad stretch. They're actually doing all right now, because they can still pick this up.
Regardless, though, even this month, they've played down to their competition all month.
Right. Yeah. And they just, I need to see some sort of fire in this team. Like, it's all fun and games when they win. It's cool to see them celebrate and do all this stuff, but I need to see more fire when they lose. Not just this, like, be a little angry about the fact that you lost to who is going to become the worst team in baseball ever.
Hate losing. They have to start to hate losing.
Yeah, they can't get used to this stuff, and they can't do the whole, it's baseball, you lose this much. No, you're not supposed to lose to the White Sox. You're just not. You're not.
Well,
I know other teams have.
You should try to win every game.
Yeah.
Like, I know the goal is 2 out of 3, and it's easy for us to say that on, in our basements or on our couches recording this podcast. But you can't sit here with the attitude of win 2 out of 3. No, the players should try and sweep every series.
Sure.
And this is a series, and again, I hate saying it because it's not realistic. And in reality, the best teams of all time are the ones that win 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 in series and move on. Those are the best. That's what the best teams of all time do. This is a series you should have swept. It is. Yeah. It's the worst team in the history of the sport.
And you got embarrassed by them. You lost by double digits. Right. You
lost by 10
runs.
It's
not like you lost 4-3. It's not like some fluky thing happened at the end of the game. You lost the game. No, you got your butts kicked. Embarrassing.
And even a fluky thing, even a 4-3 fluky loss would have been annoying. Because we'd be sitting here saying you should have scored 7.
Right. Well, because they should have scored 20 with the amount of people they had on base, the opportunities that they had. It should have been the opposite. The Yankees should have won by double digits and did not. So I just don't like that us, the fans, and other podcasts are going to be really angry about this, and they're not. And they should be, because they're the ones being embarrassed.
There's no way around that, though.
You were embarrassed.
That's modern day baseball. It is. That's modern day baseball. I haven't seen the quotes yet, but I'm sure Aaron Boone's post-game presser is full of the same baloney that we've heard throughout his entire Yankee tenure. I'm sure it's full of him giving you reasons of why, and telling you that they were a really good team. And I'm trying to search it right now just to see what came up in the.
I know, me too.
I'm sure it's unbelievably aggravating.
I know. I'm looking at oh, okay, wait. While Aaron Boone wouldn't answer, Alex Verdugo said yes when he asked if he decided to bunt on his own. Good job.
Which means yes. Also, by the way, Grady Sizemore took over for the White Sox last week when they fired their manager. God knows why. I mean, he's 60 games under 500. We're gonna fire him now. That made no sense, but whatever. So last week, Grady Sizemore, the former Indian, a Guardian, took over in the spot and became the White Sox current manager. This was his first career win.
Mm-hmm. Congrats, Grady. Congrats. He should have had such a big career. His legs just totally ruined his career. Unbelievable. So, yeah, hopefully when we record on Tuesday night, it won't be after a loss, but you never know. You never know. One more time, you can catch every pitch of the Yankees hometown broadcast with SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search the word Yankees if you want to put yourself through it. Thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. Now go check out the Locked On MLB podcast. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every single day. You can find the link to Locked On MLB in the description, so you don't need to search. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Coming up on tomorrow's show, let's hope it's not another postmortem. Let's hope we're actually happy when we record, because I will start the show with a paper bag on my head if they lose 2 in a row to the White Sox. I'm just telling you right now. So that'll do it for this edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. We'll hopefully talk to you after a win tomorrow.